Well, welcome everybody to the fourth installment of our December online program for the alumni of the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, BC. And we've been talking this month about Dr. Wong's new book, The Human Quest for Meaning. And the reason we're bringing up the new book is because Dr. Wong's work forms the basis of much of the clinical program here at the Sunshine Coast. And Dr. Wong's, this book is actually the second edition, and he's invited a lot of new psychologists to contribute chapters to it. But it's really an interesting book, apart from being very scholarly, very research-oriented. Each of the chapters gives a little piece to this puzzle of what this meaning in life stuff is all about. And so this week, or this month in the online program, we've been talking about some of these little pieces. And one of the things that we is actually in several chapters throughout the book is something called Self-Determination Theory. This is a theory from what's called motivational psychology, developed by Ryan and DC. And self-determination theory basically says, like, I will feel more contented with my life, have a direction in my life, if I feel that I am the person, I am the author of my life, okay? So I'm the person in charge, and I am pursuing something that's being true to myself. Of course, the kicker on all that of you need some good self-awareness in order to figure out what it is you want out of life. So I'm sure your time here at Sunshine Coast, you recall the struggle that you had, and maybe all the clients at the same time that you were here had, of this idea of like, well, who am I? What do I want out of life, right? And so a starting point, perhaps in being self-determining, is to figure out what you truly want out of life, and how to pursue that. And the reason this is so important is because Ryan and DC in this chapter in Dr. Wong's book, they talk about meaning making as fundamental to human nature. This is what we will just do naturally, that we have this desperate need to make sense of our lives and pursue this meaningful life. And in fact, they even say it's responsible for help us create a coherent coherent life. And what they mean by that is self-determination is like the vehicle through which I can actually create a life that makes sense to me and that is moving towards this direction I want, which is what we want to do. We know from psychology this is a key piece to the puzzle of happiness and meaningful living. So self-determination theory can help us understand that in recovery, one of our key jobs will be to figure out what we want out of life. What do we want to do? Do we want to like sit on the beach, grow our hair long, wear sandals, and make pottery? Who knows? And the only reason we're not doing it is because, I don't know, our relatives thought that was like a dumb idea, and that we should, really we should stick with our official middle-class job of being, I don't know, a doctor, lawyer, engineer, welder, whatever. So we're not doing it, we're a welder, not because we truly want to be a welder, but because all this pressure from our families to get this official job where we're actually going to get money in. Right? Someone who does that will really not be self-determining, right? So this tricky part about self-determination, of course, is being awareness, but also recognition. Of course, you may be married, right? But still, you can be self-determining by making choices on, well, what is actually important to me, right? Through this awareness of maybe being married and being in love and having kids is fundamentally important to me. So therefore, although I would like to grow my hair long and sit on the beach and make pottery, maybe that's not really realistic, because having this family is more fundamentally important to me. So it's not that I don't want to do the pottery thing, but what I'm going to do is choose the family because they're fundamentally more important to me. But in order to make those choices, I actually have to be aware of what is important to me, what lights a fire under me, what gets me excited, what makes me want to wake up in the morning. So this is where the self-awareness is so profoundly important. But anyway, that's always a good clue to living a meaningful life, is to be self-determining. And then the first step usually, especially for the clients here, is to figure out, well, what does it mean to be me? Like, what do I like to do? What do I not like to do? all of these kinds of things that develop self-awareness. Oh, I just got angry at that guy. Well, what is it about me that got angry about that? Or, oh, I feel happy in this situation. Well, what is it about me that made me feel happy in this situation? Right, all of this kind of thing that we do routinely here at the center. Anyway, that's it for this week, and we'll be back next week with the last installment.